Morning, guys. Take you through my little morning coffee routine. You help Daddy?
Open.
Open. Ooh. Watch out. Ooh. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Hot. What's up, guys? So today we have something new. I just recently got connected and basically sponsored by these guys at Access Foils. And they hooked me up with a bunch of gear, and I've only been foiling for about 5 years and mostly been doing prone foiling, which is just surfing that energy at the surface of the water created by the wind. And it's been super fun. I got really into foiling a few years ago, and it was really hard at the beginning. The learning curve was huge, and I remember going for a couple weeks straight every single day. I wasn't even surfing. I was more psyched to go foiling than I was to go surfing at that part in the journey. And it was just, I remember it being just so fun and so sick to be able to just dive in and learn something new. And I was so intrigued by the whole process. So, I fell in love with it, and I ended up, making foiling a part of my training for competing on tour. And to me, it was just super cool that you can basically be up on your feet and riding what feels like a wave for minutes, or 5-minute runs, 10-minute runs, 15-minute runs, which is like you're basically up on your feet riding a wave for 10 to 15 minutes. That was so sick and epic. So you don't really get that in surfing. When you ride waves, when you're surfing on a normal surfboard, the waves are really short. Unless you're surfing crazy waves like J-Bay or Snapper Rocks or, those types of waves. But even then, it's like a minute-long ride at the longest. Been spending a lot more time at home and doing less contests. So now I have time to, learn something new. And this stand-up foiling is going to be that thing I'm going to, enter into and just dive full into learning how to do it. And, I'm super excited. I'm super stoked. All the guys at Access Foil are just bunch of epic guys, and they're at the forefront of the sport and making gear. And so they're cool enough to hook me up with a bunch of gear so I could try and learn, and they're going to support me on this journey. So thank you to Access Foils and all those guys over there. Super stoked and excited to get going in this and dive into learning the equipment and what it's used for and how it's used the best for what I'm trying to do. So let's check out the gear. So right here, we got a whole bunch of wings, high aspect wings, a bunch of new wings that aren't out yet that they've been perfecting to make guys go faster or get better lift and all of that and make it an easier ride. They have a whole bunch of tail wings for, from what I understand, it really helps with the maneuverability of the foil and how it turns, or if you want it to be less sensitive, more sensitive. Then they have these things called fuselages, which is these things in between the two wings that also affect the ride and the lift you get out of the foil. One is longer, one is shorter, and you got smaller back wings, bigger back wings. You got more bigger high aspect wings. You got smaller high aspect wings. I got some prone foiling setups because I still love doing that. Then they got some different sized masts to go with the wings. And I'm basically gonna have to figure out what I like best. There's a shorter mast and a longer mast. The longer mast, I think you get a little more leverage with your pumping, but it's a little more difficult to get up and going and get the lift out of it. But when you do get going, I think the leverage allows you to get more power and more speed, and get the shorter mast, which is kind of like a prone setup, but I think it'll be a good starting point for me to try and learn how to do this, so there's not as much difficulty when I'm trying to just get up and get started in the bumps. So yeah, here's all the foils. Super stoked. Borrowing my friend Simeon's SUP board made by Dave Kalama. It is a 9.0, 16 inches wide. I think what he told me it was 108 liters. So that's just how much liters of foam are in the board. And it's crazy. You can see the whole setup and the shape of the board is so different from your normal surfboards. So I'm inspired and I want to be able to do it. So I'm going to bring you guys along for this whole journey, try and document as much as I can, and let's see what I can do. You know, learning something new, doing something that's going to keep me active and growing in the ocean, and super stoked. All right, we're going full send mode. I'm just going to send a China Walls run. Just don't even know how to do this. Just gonna freaking send it with the boys. Sam's dropping us off. Thanks, Sam.
Zeke, full send.
Here's my setup. The board looks kind of narrow. A little disclaimer there. We'll see how this goes. Oh, guys have skis out there. They should just follow me all the way. But let's see how this goes.
There's gonna be plenty of falls and get it, dude. Yeah.
What's the best way to like get up and get the power? Yeah.
So like I'm just probably some little things. So,
Yeah.
So here's what I do.
In the water.
There's some balance to it. I don't,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
there
I mean?
is.
Like,
Yeah. was almost, that's pretty much a flat water start, but not really. That took everything out. Holy smokes. Alright, yesterday I just met with this guy, Brian, who's been riding Access Foils a while. Gave me a bigger wing to start practicing on, and I'm basically just practicing in flat water. And I think once I can start getting more comfortable with popping up in flat water, then I can try and take it to the bumps, which will be a lot more difficult. So just gonna keep working on it. The winds aren't that good anyway today, so flat water is where it's at. That's one. All right, guys. So this is probably, I'd call this day 4. Trying to learn how to subfoil, but we're back again in the flat water, practicing flat water starts. I'm basically just gonna get as good as I can at doing flat water starts and as comfortable I can with popping up before I go out into the wind line again. But it's good that the winds aren't firing all the time, so then you have time to train. So this is my training. The other day I said I had a goal of trying to do 5 pop-ups, and I realized that's a ridiculous goal, but hopefully as I get better I can actually do that, but I'll just keep that as my goal. Yesterday I did 2, so let's try again. All right, little warm up, paddle down to the little buoy over there, paddle back, and then on the way back I'm gonna try my first pop-up. I like to try and do a pop-up when I'm fairly fresh, so I have one at least that I'm just giving it like a lot of effort and I'm still fresh enough to do it. So let's do it. Let's go.
For me, because when I start pumping, I'm like getting super disconnected from the board. My feet keep moving, and then it's just getting really hard to control the board underneath and like stay in the sweet spot until I pop it off. Shit's so ridiculous. Still, not exactly where you want to be, but improvement.
Still not really a great opportunity there, but good, great. So on that one, the technique looked really good. There's just not really. If you were balanced there, that would have been a good opportunity. Good balance. Nice job, way to get moving. Yup, just keep it moving if you can. I like it, little behind. Hammering. Paddles. Yes. Keep going straight. Yeah, brother.